I came home earlier than planned. No calls, no warning, just a quiet decision to head back and check on my land. After weeks away, there's something grounding about returning to a place you built with your own hands. The same road, the same gate, the same silence you get used to. Except, this time, it wasn't silent. As I pulled up to my ranch, something felt off immediately. Cars, too many of them, parked along the dirt road, scattered near the barn, lined up like there was some kind of event happening. At first, I thought maybe I had the wrong day. Maybe someone scheduled maintenance. Maybe workers showed up early. But the closer I got, the less sense it made. These weren't workers. These were strangers, standing around, talking, holding papers, looking at my land like they were evaluating it. That's when I slowed down, because something wasn't just wrong. It was intentional. I stepped out of my truck and just stood there for a second, watching, listening, trying to piece it together. And then I saw her, standing right in the center of it all, confident, organized, speaking like she was in charge, pointing at sections of my ranch like she owned them, explaining things to people, giving directions, like this whole place belonged to her. That's when I knew this wasn't a mistake. So I walked straight toward the group, calm, steady, not rushing, not reacting, just moving forward until I was standing right in front of her. And I asked one simple question. What's going on here? She looked at me like I had interrupted something important, like I was the one out of place, on my own land. And then she said something I'll never forget. We're conducting a property auction. Just like that. No hesitation. No doubt. Like it was completely normal. I paused for a second, not because I didn't understand, but because I wanted to make sure I heard it right. An auction on my ranch. I didn't raise my voice, didn't argue. I just listened, because sometimes the more people talk, the more they reveal. She started explaining, talking about authority, about permissions, about how the property was being transferred. None of it made sense. Not legally, not logically, but she believed it. Or at least, she acted like she did. Meanwhile, the crowd started shifting. You could feel it. People whispering, looking back and forth between us, because something wasn't adding up. Then I did the simplest thing I could do. I reached into my bag and pulled out the deed, the real one, the one with my name on it. Ownership, boundaries, everything documented. I didn't wave it around. I didn't make a scene. I just opened it and placed it where everyone could see and walked them through it, line by line, calmly, clearly. That's when the energy changed. You could see it in their faces. That quiet moment when confidence starts to crack, when assumption meets reality. She tried to hold her ground, tried to keep that same tone. But it wasn't the same anymore, because now there was proof standing right in front of her. The crowd leaned in. No one was talking now. They were watching, waiting, trying to understand what was actually happening. And that's when she made a move. She stepped back, pulled out her phone, and made a call, said there was a situation, said someone was interfering with her event. I didn't stop her, didn't react, because there's something important about moments like that. You don't interrupt when someone is proving themselves wrong. You let it happen. Minutes passed. The crowd stayed quiet. Some people already looked like they wanted to leave. Others stayed, just to see how it would end. Then help arrived. Not loud, not dramatic, just steady. They stepped in and started asking questions. Simple ones, clear ones, the kind that don't leave room for confusion. Who owns a property? What authority is being claimed? Where's the documentation? She spoke first, tried to explain, tried to maintain control. But her words didn't carry the same weight anymore, because now they were being measured against facts. And facts don't bend. When it was my turn, I handed over the documents. Same ones. Nothing changed, because truth doesn't need adjustments. It just needs to be shown. And that's when everything started to unravel. Her answers didn't match. Her claims didn't hold. And the more questions were asked, the clearer it became. This wasn't authority. This wasn't legal. This wasn't real. It was assumption, confidence without foundation. Control without ownership. One by one, people started stepping away. Quietly. No arguments. No drama. Just leaving. Because nobody wants to stand in the middle of something that's clearly falling apart. The crowd disappeared faster than it formed. Cars started pulling out. Dust settling back into the ground. And just like that, the auction was over. Without a single bid. Without a single transfer. Without anything real ever happening. I stood there for a moment after everything cleared, looking at my land, the same land I left, the same land I came back to, unchanged, because at the end of the day, ownership doesn't disappear because someone acts confident, and control doesn't transfer just because someone says it does. It takes proof. It takes reality. It takes truth. And that's the part people forget. Confidence can create a moment, but only facts can sustain it. So if there's anything to take from this, it's simple. Never assume authority over something you don't own, because eventually, someone who does will show up. And when they do, the truth doesn't argue. It just stands there, and everything else falls apart around it.